Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are working towards our removal of Satana from the universe, but we're not quite there yet. We did just get the dark matter metabolism, and that is, of course, a very big deal for us. To that end, I'm going to not grab a new research right now because that's actually not something that we can do, but we can close this and we can start thinking about what we want to do with that, because we're going to need to do upgrades, right? Eventually. Now, we do have 3 fleets that need to be reinforced at this moment, and I believe one of them is this fleet. We need more food, and we're going to tick forward for now. Now, I have the game on fast speed. I could have it on fastest, but I don't think that will actually help us at all. I think we're going to have the same speed because this number here is our actual limiting factor. It's like 1,000 milliseconds per daily tick, which means that we can get about 1 day per second, right? That's about the best we can do. So there's that dark matter metabolism. That's all well and good, and apparently it was very laggy while I was opening that. That was exciting. And we can definitely get another nanite world going here. There's so many in this location. It's insane how many worlds there are here. Absolutely wild. Well, we'll continue to get that going for now, and that looks great for the moment. We do have our fleets inbound to Quiet Dark. We're going to get that taken over, and of course, we noticed this Satana outpost out over here. That's absolutely fine. We're building our gateway site there, and that will help us move around and get there much faster. So we have 12k at this point for food, and I would definitely like to continue to reinforce some of these fleets. So we need 3 fleets to be reinforced. What 3? It's this one. Gotcha. Right, this one was the one with the really awkward maulers. Okay, so that's at full strength, so now we need 2. That means that we need some for the first Corolla, and presumably some for the third Corolla? No. Who's the other fleet? So, I mean, we've got these maulers that we can bring in here. That's all well and good. We need 140 total ships. I don't know what fleets these are going to be going to. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Now, we're going to want to get upgrades done eventually, ideally. We're on our way in over here, and we're not on jump drive cooldown right now. So that's definitely something to think about here, is that we are not on jump drive cooldown. I want these guys to get a little grouped up here. We've split up a little bit. There's Satana's nanites repair systems. So I'm not going to get this, but that is definitely interesting, for sure. That's all repeatable tech, so let's just grab Crystal Forged plating, and then we'll start diving into the repeatables. Seems good. So we can see right now there's a Satana fleet going in here, and I don't want to take out the Satana fleet, ideally. We do have 12k food at this moment. We need a lot more food, that's for sure. I'm going to continue to work on upgrading this, or rather reinforcing this fleet. There we go. So that's all fine for now. And here in Niza Taram, we're at 9% done with that gateway site, so that's understood. It's definitely going to take a little while to get this all done. So we're waiting on this survey being completed, and that's got a ways left to go, unfortunately. So we're working on it, but we'll get there eventually. Down over this direction, it's the same sort of story. We're waiting on this gateway site to be built before we can fill in these areas. And yeah, there's this Satana outpost here. We can't do too much about it yet. We'll get there. Okay, so that's all fine. We're just positioning ourselves out over here, and we're not going to go into Quiet Dark right away. We've got another 12k food that we can pour into this fleet, which we are, of course, very interested in doing. So we still need 2 fleets to be reinforced, according to this. That's interesting. I don't know what 2 fleets it is, and I don't want to hit the reinforce all button because I want to make sure that these are going in a place that they're supposed to. We'll see how realistic that is, but yeah. That fleet's at full strength, so yeah, we've got reinforcements flowing into a lot of these places, right? This over here, this is a Satana Guard unit, and then this is also a Satana Guard unit that just came in here. So we're getting into position here, and I'm just waiting to see where these guards are going. As of right now, this seems fine. I'm not terribly concerned about that. On the next month tick, we'll be able to get another terraformation going, so that's neat. So all of these guys, they can head into Quiet Dark at this time, and that all looks good. So we'll get that taken care of, and as soon as we have a month tick here, we can get... Oh, the game is frozen right now. I mean, this just happens randomly. I don't know why. It's clearly processing something. It is recovered now, so that sounds good. We're going to get a terraformation done here as soon as the month tick comes through. Which will be eventually. Specifically, right now. There we go. Excellent. So we're here in Quiet Dark, and we're just positioning in the center of the system. We're not here yet, but we're getting a lot closer. Satana's convoy is leaving at this moment. I'm not going to attack until they're gone. There we go. They're gone. So that looks good. And we're going to attack right up over here.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Let's get that all gone. Anytime you guys want to attack that station would be nice. Anytime. There you go. Cool. So that's now dealt with, and I'm going to pull these guys... I'm thinking about how we want to structure this, time-wise. So Satana is eventually going to finish her work, right? 197 months at this point. But the situation stage will change in 64 months, and we might want to try to take her out before then. So there's that. For now, I'm going to pull these guys back to Ustir, which will take them a while to get to, right? This is a really weird path that they're taking, but sure. If that's the fastest path, that's the fastest path. So we'll make our way over there, and we can see that there are now 4 fleets that need to be reinforced because we took a couple of losses, and that's absolutely fine. So I want to find these. We've got the 8th here that needs some reinforcement. This is going to be a single weaver, so we'll add in a juvenile weaver here, and I think that's it? Yes. Okay. It can get a little complicated to tell with the way these are set up. Okay, so at this point, this fleet is saying that it needs a reinforcement, and I think these are just juveniles that it lost. Yes. So that looks good. We're down to 3 fleets needing a reinforcement. So it shouldn't be any of these. These 2 are going to need more, almost certainly. And yeah, we need some food to get that done. Ah. After the fight, we scanned the wrecks for survivors to interrogate, only to discover the ships never had a crew. The vessels are entirely automated, controlled at a distance through FTL receivers installed in the bridge. Rather than typical ships, it would be more accurate to consider these vessels an extension of Satana's body. Okay, so that's going to recede her work by 20, and it's also going to advance our situation. So it seems like we want to get our situation advanced, and we don't want her to advance her situation. That seems to be how this is structured. So that seems fine. We're pulling these guys back at this point, and it's a really awkward path that they're taking. Actually, we may as well just have them go to Earthius. It'll be slightly faster, I think. Actually, about the same, now that I think about it. Or we could bring them back to Gatana if the mega shipyard is going to be done in time, but it's not. So that's understood. So for now, we're still working on getting all of this done. Our surveying here needs to continue.
Adapted.
It absolutely needs to continue. After we're done with the surveying, we need to head down over here. But this needs to finish first. It really needs to finish first. So I'm going to wait until we finish up this survey. And then I'm going to issue some new orders for this science ship. Any moment now. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop this, and I'm going to order it to survey the rest of the system, then research the projects in Quiet Dark, then go to Bastamor. That's the order that I want that to be in. So that looks good for now, and this construction ship, 25% done with its gateway. This construction ship, 46% done. Okay, so the question now is, where will Satana try to build another outpost? Because presumably she will.
The wild experiments.
Presumably. We, of course, need to continue to invest in our fleets here. This one's at full strength, and we can go ahead and reinforce here. Okay. Sure. So we need about 100,000 additional food. I'm going to buy some. We were able to buy in about 1 month's worth. It's still saying 3 fleets need to be reinforced. I don't know that that's true. We also lost our leader for this fleet. He died a little bit ago. So I'm going to hire this guy. Sure. Unyielding is pretty okay. I think, though, Void Hunter 2 is way better. We're going to go for that. Absolutely. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this fleet. That's going to cost another 23,000 food. Okay, so we're not done with this fleet yet, but we're making solid progress towards it. We now need 76,000 food at this moment to get this all done. So that's going to be done in about 7 months at this point. That's fantastic. So Satana has an outpost here still, and as far as I know, that's her only other outpost. Now, I'm not planning to jump drive back in here now that we have this going. We're just going to get this gateway site built, and we'll go in through the gateway, is the idea. So as of right now, we've got these guys coming on out, and I do want to continue to reinforce all of that. Let's just go ahead and hit the reinforce all button, I think. Well, I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to hit the reinforce all button. I would rather do it this way, because that way I know where this is going, right? That's the preferred method at this moment. So we now know that we need about 63,000 food. I'm going to sell off some energy credits here down to, I don't know, maybe like 50k, something like that. And I'm going to sell off a few minerals as well, similarly down to around 50k, absolutely tanking the price of all of that. I'm even going to sell a few alloys here, once again, absolutely tanking the price of that. We don't need this many alloys, and we're going to sit about here. I'm going to put that money into food. Okay, so we bought 21k food. Sure. We'll hit this reinforce button, and will this fleet be full? No, it will not. Okay. Well, that's apparently got quite a ways to go. Understood. This is a large fleet expansion that we're doing, to be sure. So that's absolutely fine. We're pumping out a lot of ships right now. As you can see, we're up to 92, actually now 9,300 fleet strength. So that's looking, or rather fleet size. So that's looking great.
Evading predators.
Huh. Oh, we're capturing space fauna. Okay, sure, whatever. Actually, I don't want you doing that. Where are you doing that? Where are you capturing space fauna? Yeah, don't do this. Why don't you come on up over here and... Yeah, you're going to be transiting via hyper relay. We'll give it a moment here. Go on, get out of here. There we go. Okay. Did they actually move? There we go. Now they're moving. So up over this direction, there's beacons up over here that we could survey. Let's actually go ahead and do that. Let's research these projects. Okay, we have a tradition available. So we need to take our final tree here. And what do we want to go for? That's a good question. I feel like we've got good resources. I feel like we're good on everything, actually. We're pretty good on everything at this moment. Aptitude? Making our leaders better? You know what? Sure, we'll do that. I don't usually go that direction, but I don't really feel like we need the other trees, so it'll be fine. Wonderful. So we're getting out of here at this point, and this fleet apparently needs reinforcement. Interesting. What did we lose? Just juveniles, looks like. We'll reinforce that. Yeah, that's all juvenile harbingers there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we do need to get that done. I think this is the fleet where we accidentally deleted the harbingers, which was sad, to be sure. So we need additional food over here, which isn't necessarily surprising. And there was another fleet here that needed some reinforcement. Was that this one? We don't have the food anyway. So we found our 3 fleets, is what that means. We found our 3 fleets. So this science ship is up over here right now, and I'd kind of like to jump drive it out over this way, but that's not going to work. We can jump drive it over this way to Polaris, and then once it arrives there, we can have it come up over this way.
The wild experiments.
So that's what we'll do. It'll take it a while to get there, but that's fine. We can go with, like, the custom AI assistant. We actually have 4 traits that we can get here. Okay. I probably should have gotten these. Yeah, Meticulous is fine. We can go for Explorer, and then we can go for, say, Tuner. And Tuner 2. That'll offset our penalty from the jump drive, so that's nice. Okay, so we're going to get that done. There we go. And we can come up over here and start surveying. Wonderful. So that seems fine for now. We do need to get more of this replenishing. So let's go ahead and reinforce that. That fleet's now at full strength. Beautiful. So there's a fleet in this pile that isn't. And it's the 10th Corolla right here. What do we need here? Looks like we need juvenile maulers, and we need a single weaver as well. One of our elder weavers was destroyed. Sure, our maulers are actually on the way in. So all we need to reinforce now is the first Corolla. Beautiful. And we're really close to having this done. Like, we're really close. All we need now is 19,000 food. That's 2 months. So that's absolutely perfect. So we're going to get all of these constructions complete. And once that's done, then we're going to need to get a lot of additional work done on upgrading, right? And that's going to be the slightly complicated part, but our gateways will greatly ease that. No doubt about it. So for right now, I'm just investing additional food here. We need 8,000 more food. I'm not even gonna, I thought about buying it because I was impatient. And then I was like, it's 1 month tick. It's literally just 1 month tick. So that's absolutely fine. We just finished up surveying this system, and we're going to build a starbase here. Wonderful. We also can do an additional terraformation, which we absolutely should do. We'll get that underway. And there's so many worlds over here to be done too. So that's going to be a lot of biomass. Understood. It's absolutely fine. We can see our shipyards are being utilized relatively heavily. So that is absolutely great. And there's that month tick. So now we should be able to hit this. No fleets are in need of reinforcements. That's what we want to see. Now what we need is to finish up all of these constructions. So I'm going to let the weavers and the maulers finish up here for sure, and then we'll see how long is left on the stingers. The stingers are going to be the most awkward one, right? And it's going to take a little while to get all of these constructions complete. So that's understood. We're going to keep pumping ships out of these shipyards for a little while. We can definitely upgrade this guy up, and actually, this should probably swap over to a shipyard. Otherwise, I'm reasonably fine with what we've got here. We could put in like a growth chamber there. That seems okay. Why do you have a naval logistics office? We should swap that over to being a crew gestation chambers. Okay, cool. Otherwise, let's see what the rest of these are like. Yeah, you can go up to a citadel. That's good. The Jana station is good. Polaris is a little awkwardly located. It's way out over here. I'm going to go ahead and start specializing it more into being a shipyard, but it's still going to be a little awkward. We can build battle simulators here, and that'll be okay. Cool. We do have enough now to terraform again, so let's go ahead and do that. Wonderful. And Quiet Dark is currently being debrised. We're figuring out the debris here. They got unsatanaed over here.
Horizons
So that's interesting.
widened.
That's very interesting. How close are we on this gateway site? 73. Okay. And then on the gateway site up over here, we are 53. Noted. So snare darts have been finished, and we've still got quite a lot that we can work on here. Yeah, we definitely have quite a lot that we can work on here. Embodied dynamism. Let's go. So that's fine. We'll get that underway. That'll get fully completed soon enough. How are we doing on our tech compared with these guys anyway? They're still superior to us. Fair enough. We're working on it, but we're not really prioritizing it a huge amount right now. It's absolutely fine. So, I want to check in on our constructions here. So I'm going to check every single fleet that we have. I'm expecting most of these to not currently be constructing. We're building a few harbingers out over here, and those do... I don't care about this. Those do take a little while to build. This harbinger will be started up very, very soon. So I'm just keeping an eye on this. This is at Sapad Station, not at Ustir. But it did get started. Okay, so 140 days until that fleet is done. And then we've got this one, which is actually like 160 days until that fleet is done. That's really not too bad. Okay, so our forces are currently over here at Eartheus, and that's absolutely fine, but I'm going to start sending them off a few at a time. So I'm going to deselect two of the, or actually, yeah, I'm going to deselect two of these fleets. I'm going to tell all of these to go here. And then I'm going to deselect one of these fleets, and I'm going to tell all of these to go here. I'm going to deselect one fleet. I'm going to tell them to come up to here. I'm going to deselect two fleets, and I'm going to tell them to come here. I'm going to deselect two fleets, and I'm going to tell them to come to Jana. And then I'm going to deselect two fleets, and I'm going to tell these guys to come down to Polaris, like this. Once they arrive there, their goal is going to be to get upgrades. But we want to wait on getting those upgrades until our current ships are finished with their production, right? That's going to take a little while, but that's understood. We need to get our stingers done more than anything, and this stinger isn't even started yet. So that's a little bit unfortunate, to be sure. Eventually this will all get done, but we're on a month tick right now. It's going to be a little bit here. So that's definitely going to take some time, and I'm thinking right now that I'm going to go through and cancel every ship that has not yet started. So I don't want to lose any progress on any of these that are underway, right? But I do want to cancel any that have not yet begun. So we're going to get rid of all of these, like so. There we go. And then I want to check through all of our other fleets and do the same thing. So those are all in progress, and then these are... Okay, so that's all of our ships that had not yet started. Except for this one, apparently. I missed that one. Okay. Beautiful. So we need to get all of these finished up, and then we can get started on our upgrades. And we can see just how long that's going to end up taking. It's mostly due to the stingers, which is fine. That's absolutely okay. So while we wait on that, I want to come out over here. I want to grab Quiet Dark as soon as we can, and that is a very high priority indeed. Then out over here, Theanis is at 84%. Keep in mind, we're going to have to make more gateway progress after that's done, because we have to build the gateway after we build the gateway construction site. So that is absolutely fine. We'll get the rest of these queued up as soon as we have our upgrades in. Okay, so there's the March month tick. Looks good. And we've got our fleets arriving at these stations right now. They are preparing for their upgrades, but we're not ready for them to be upgraded yet, because we need to finish up these constructions before we can actually save the progress, right? Before we can save the new versions. So we need to let all of that finish up, and that's 137 days there. Is that the furthest out? It's probably pretty close. Yeah, I think this is the furthest out. That'll also give us time to have our reinforcements actually show up. It shouldn't take them long, to be sure. So yeah, 125 days here. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to proceed forward 125 days and get these upgrades completed. That is indeed the goal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.